Hey, today I'm talking about 3 movies I've seen before. The names of those 3 movies are Dodgeball, a true underdog story, Fly Away Home, and Ghost Town. First up is Dodgeball, a true underdog story. I loved this movie back when I was a teenager. I loved it so much when it came out, and it's always held such a fond place in my heart. And honestly, I think it still really holds up. There's definitely some borderline jokes in there, but I think it's okay because it's a product of its time. So like, I don't think this movie will necessarily be timeless, but I think it's still really good and fun watch now. If you're somehow unfamiliar, the basic premise is this small town gym is gonna lose its lease, so they need to raise $50,000 in a month, so they decide to join the World Championship Dodgeball in Las Vegas. And it's great, I love it. It's got a ton of actors, you know, Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller, Justin Long's in it, Alan Tudyk is great. I love Steve the Pirate so much. He was my favorite. I loved too that when this came out, that was like, as I was discovering Firefly and stuff, and I was just like all about Alan Tudyk. I mean, I'm still all about Alan Tudyk. He's great. You should watch Resident Alien. It's so good. Haven't seen the 2nd season yet. 1st season was good though. But yeah, this movie's just delightful, and it's got some really, really smart jokes in there. Like some good, solid meta jokes. It's just, it works so well. I was laughing my ass off the entire time I watched this. This would be a great, like, if you're feeling down, this movie will cheer you up movie. So yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend this movie. It is terrific. I love it a lot. You are in for a treat if you've never seen it before, and you're in for a good, fun nostalgia trip if you have seen it before. Next up is Fly Away Home. This is a 1996 film starring Anna Paquin and Jeff Daniels, and it is great. I'm kind of amazed at this movie because like it's something that definitely would not get made today for a number of reasons. The basic premise is it is about this girl who has to move to Canada to be with her father for sad reasons, and while there struggling with the new school environment, she discovers a group of abandoned goose eggs and then like becomes the mother of the geese basically, which I think can actually happen. And then like the big thing is that like they need to be taught how to migrate, which is definitely true. And so like they have to figure out how to teach the geese to migrate, and it's really interesting. So why I say this movie wouldn't be made today is because it's really sad. Like the first 5 minutes are super sad, but then like there's not really a happy moment until like you get into the beginning of the 2nd act when like she's having happy fun times with the geese. But then like it's still not that happy of a time. It's not until like they're in the problem solving process of figuring out how to migrate these birds. So like the 2nd half of the movie where it kind of gets somewhat happy, but it's not really that happy. It's a slow, sad thing. And then the other reason is that pretty much all of the geese are real. Like I would say like 95%, if not more, of the shots of geese are actual geese doing fun stuff, being adorable. It's like waddling along, or even like the flying shots. Those are legit. They definitely have those birds flying next to the planes that are in this movie. I do think there may have been like a couple composite shots. Obviously like the close-up of the actor is flying. Those are, you know, staged. But like when it's the wide shots, those are legit. Except for like the one where like there was an accident. That one wasn't. But you know, what they did in this movie was incredibly impressive. And just like there's no way they would put in this much effort today to do all the cool shit they did in this movie. And so like that's what makes this movie even more cool, is because they legit did this. So I would recommend this movie if you think you can handle the slow sadness of it, because it is really good, really cute and adorable, but it's one of those movies you have to be in the right mood for. You can't just jump into it at any time, but it is good. And lastly is Ghost Town. This movie stars Ricky Gervais and Greg Kinnear. It came out in 2008, and I believe I have seen this movie before. Either that or it's really predictable, or even if it is really predictable, I potentially have seen it before. I feel like I watched it drunk once. It's got Betty Gibson in it. She is just a baby. She's like 23 or something. She is so tiny. It's ridiculous. I love it though. The basic premise is Ricky Gervais plays this dentist who is not a people person. And then one day he technically dies for a few minutes, and when he comes back, now he can see all the ghosts that are in New York City, and they want his help with stuff. But he's like, no, I don't like living people. There's no way in hell I would help you dead people. But then there's an attractive woman, and he's like, I like attractive women, let's do stuff. And then he becomes a better person eventually. And this movie was alright. It kind of did exactly what it wanted to do. It was pleasant, it was fine, yeah, I wasn't surprised by anything, but it was still entertaining and kept my attention mostly. It is a perfectly harmless little movie. I guess if you're like in the vibe for that, sure, I'd recommend it. But honestly, I would more so recommend the new TV show Ghosts, the US version. There is a UK version that it's based off of, but I haven't seen that. I have seen the American one though, and I love it a lot. You should definitely watch it. It's super adorable. It's the exact same sort of premise, except the main character is a super delightful, happy-go-lucky person. It's so delightful and charming and amazing. I love it a lot, and you're gonna love it too. Way more than you would love Ghost Town. Ghosts is great. US Ghosts. I don't know about UK Ghosts. Apparently it was good. I don't know. Good enough to remake. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Dodgeball, a true underdog story, sitting at number 21 in the really like section. And then after that is Fly Away Home, sitting at number 38 in the quite liked section. I debated hard on whether or not to put it in the quite liked or really liked, because there really isn't anything that I did dislike about the movie, but I just couldn't quite put myself to push it over the edge. Though I might change my mind in time, because it is really good and really cute and really adorable. Baby geese are cute. Fun fact. Hot take. And bringing up the rear is Ghost Town, sitting at number 92 in the liked section. And this is out of a total of 135 old movies so far this year.